keep bleeding status in public and calling it being authentic. Every smile, every explanation, every confession is a silent surrender. Power is never loud. It is controlled. You walk into public spaces like they are neutral ground. They are not. They are courts, and every court has a hierarchy. You think you are entering a cafe, an office, a gym, a family gathering. You are entering a visible arena, a stage where status is assigned, tested, and redistributed in real time. The naive believe public life is social. The architect understands it is political. This is your first lens shift. Public is not about connection. It is about positioning. The moment you become visible, you are evaluated. Your posture, your pace, your tone, your reactions, even your silence is interpreted. There's no too soon. They explain too much. They too soon. They explain too much. They reveal preferences, insecurities, desires, frustrations. They treat exposure like honesty. They confuse transparency with integrity. They forget one brutal rule. In public, everything is leverage. You think you are just being yourself. But the public arena does not reward authenticity. It rewards control. This is where your shame should surface. Because if you replay your last 10 public interactions, you will see it. Moments where you sought approval through humor. Moments where you softened your stance to avoid tension. Moments where you overclarified to avoid being misunderstood. Each one a small bow of the head. No one announces your loss of status. It is subtle, invisible, but it accumulates. The arena is ruthless in this way. It does not punish instantly. It compounds impressions. You must understand something uncomfortable. People are not consciously plotting against you. That would be simpler. They are subconsciously ranking you. Humans are wired for hierarchy. The brain scans for dominance, cues the way predators scan for movement. Who leads? Who hesitates? Who reacts? Who seeks permission? When you enter public casually, you signal that you do not see the throne room. And if you do not see it, you cannot sit on it. The sovereign enters differently. He does not rush to fill silence. He does not volunteer personal narratives. He does not emotionally spike at minor provocations. He observes before engaging. He chooses when to reveal. He chooses when to respond. Selection replaces impulse. This is not about arrogance. It is about awareness. A king who forgets he is in court becomes a clown. And most men become clowns because they believe public space is a playground. They chase relatability. They seek comfort. They assume warmth equals strength. It does not. Warmth without control signals availability. Availability signals need. Need signals lower rank. The throne room is built on perception. You are always being measured against invisible criteria. Composure under pressure. Economy of words. Emotional restraint. Reaction time. If you are uncomfortable hearing this, good. Discomfort means your previous map of reality is dissolving. I will show you how this political layer operates beneath every conversation. But first, you must accept the premise. Public life is structured like a silent monarchy. There are observers, there are challengers, there are allies testing your edges, and there is you. Right now, you enter as a civilian hoping to be accepted. That identity must fracture. From this point forward, you enter as if the room belongs to you. Not loudly, not theatrically, internally. Posture shifts, breathing slows, speech reduces, reactions compress. The throne room begins in your nervous system. If you cannot control your micro-expressions will control your status. If you cannot control your impulses will be weaponized. This is not paranoia. It is pattern recognition. The arena rewards those who understand that visibility is currency, and currency must be guarded. Most men spend it carelessly, smiling at everyone, agreeing too quickly, revealing their full range of emotion. They think they are building trust. They are lowering perceived power. You are not here to be socially convenient. You are here to become architect of perception. In the next chapter, I will show you the specific reflex that causes you to betray yourself under observation. The instinct that makes you volunteer your weaknesses in front of witnesses. If you are still treating public life like recess, stop now, because once you see the throne room, you can never unsee it. You've done it 1,000 times. You laughed too loud at a weak joke. You explained your delay in too much detail. You shared a personal failure no one asked for. You called it being open. They called it data collection. This is the exposure reflex, a deeply embedded survival instinct, where you offer parts of yourself to avoid rejection, conflict, or silence. But in modern public arenas, it is not a survival tool. It is a status leak. Every time you're observed, you default to self-display. You present your back like a dog submitting to the alpha, not out of weakness but conditioning. You were raised to believe that transparency builds trust, that openness creates connection, that making yourself small is polite. You were taught to be understood before being feared, to be liked before being respected. That programming serves you in private. It destroys you in public. Visibility is risk. The more of yourself you show, the more weapons others collect, and they will use them, not always maliciously, but unconsciously, competitively, instinctively. This is the part you must internalize. Humans use what they know about you to navigate around you, control you, and rank you. The exposure reflex is not a choice. It is a psychological loop built from two core desires: the urge to avoid social tension, the urge to control perception through explanation. Both are weakness dressed as strategy. Let's break this down. Avoiding tension makes you preemptively soften yourself. You will overagree, give disclaimers, make unnecessary jokes. You are performing safety, hoping to be seen as not a threat. But the court doesn't reward non-threats. It ignores them. Controlling perception makes you over-explain. You think if they just understand you fully, they won't judge you. So you flood the air with context. I was late because traffic was... I didn't mean it that way, But explanations are defense. Defense is admission. You are defending something that wasn't even attacked. You think you're clarifying. You're confessing. This is why predators love overtalkers. You reveal your map, your guilt, your insecurity, your trigger points, your need to be understood. They log everything: the pauses, the justifications, the reactive breathing. The gaze breaks. To the untrained, it's conversation. To the architect, it's reconnaissance. I will show you a brutal truth now. The exposure reflex is not just verbal. It is energetic. Your pace, your eyes, your shoulders, your laugh. Each one communicates your internal position. You may say the right things, but your body lakes your hunger, your fear, your hope to be approved. And in the public arena, that leak is fatal. This is not a call for silence. It's a call for edited presence. You don't become cold. You become curated. You present less, not nothing. You respond slowly, not reactively. You show fragments, not full systems. It is surgical, deliberate, sovereign. You are no longer a civilian narrating your life in real time. You are a strategist revealing selectively for effect. Most men fail this. Their exposure reflex keeps them tethered to the civilian class. They can't tolerate mystery. They can't sit in misinterpretation. They explain their tone, their look, their delay. They need to be understood. That need is a leash, and the public will pull it. If this makes you uncomfortable, pause, feel it. That's your mask cracking, because the man you are trying to become does not explain. He signals, he selects, he withholds, he lets others carry their own confusion. That's power, not correcting the narrative, but owning your silence. In Chapter 3, I will reveal the 3 archetypes that exist in every public space: the predator, the pawn, and the architect. And I will show you exactly which one you've been playing. If you're still clinging to your need to be understood, stop now. The next chapter will not tolerate softness. In every visible space, 3 types of people exist: predators, pawns, architects. No exceptions, no middle ground. The moment you enter a room, you are scanned, evaluated, labeled. Your body, your voice, your energy. They decide your rank long before your words do. But here's the hidden frame most men never see. You're not just being judged. You're also unconsciously choosing a role. And if you don't choose the right one, it will be assigned to you. Let's start with the pawn. This is the default role, the polite one, the agreeable one, the conversational sponge who nods too much, reacts too quickly, and laughs too easily. Pawns believe they're being liked. What they're actually doing is auditioning for inclusion. They are emotionally exposed, predictable, easily maneuvered. They seek warmth in cold rooms, applause in strategic environments. They talk to fill silence. They explain to avoid ambiguity. They believe their transparency builds connection. It doesn't. It signals availability. Pawns get used, not out of cruelty, but design. They're the ones asked for favors, passed the blame, given the worst seat at the table because they accept it. Willingly, eagerly, repeatedly. Now the predator, not necessarily cruel, not always dominant in volume or size, but aware, watching, testing. Predators don't seek approval, they seek advantage. They drop remarks to provoke reactions, ask personal questions to extract data, stay calm while others reveal themselves. Their superpower? Selective aggression, a sharp statement, a challenging stare, a silence held 1 second too long, not to destroy, but to study. Predators run the court unless something higher is present. Enter the architect. He is not loud, not reactive, not hungry. He is composed, restrained, observant. He doesn't seek attention. He commands awareness, not by shouting, but by moving with precision. The architect sees the board. He spots the pawn's approval spiral. He spots the predator's dominance play, and he plays neither game. He speaks in intentional bursts. He watches patterns more than people. He rarely explains, never performs. When he talks, others listen differently. Because he doesn't try to be heard, he selects when to be decoded. Here's the cold truth. If you don't consciously engineer architect presence, you will default to pawn behavior. You will chase laughter. You will overshare. You will soften edges. You'll bleed status to stay liked. And predators will use you. They won't hate you. They'll simply expect you. And in the court, being expected is worse than being disliked. It means you're not a variable. You're furniture. This chapter is not about moral superiority. Predators aren't evil. Architects aren't saints. This is hierarchy, not ethics. You choose your role by how you manage tension. When silence grows, do you fill it or hold it? When someone disagrees, Do you collapse or slow down? When attention comes, do you perform or edit? That's the test. From this point forward, you must locate yourself in every room. Scan it. 3 types, 1 throne. And you decide, will you audition, will you provoke, or will you design? In the next chapter, we go deeper. I'll show you how Machiavelli's law of appearances explains why performance beats purity, why virtue must be disguised, and how failing to control image destroys power, even if your intentions are perfect. If you're still pretending image doesn't matter, stop watching, because the next chapter weaponizes perception. Machiavelli understood something most modern men refuse to accept. In public, morality is irrelevant. Appearance is law. Power does not belong to the pure. It belongs to the perceived. You believe being good protects you. It doesn't. You think people see your intentions. They don't. They see your presentation. They see posture, tone, timing, confidence, restraint. They see the theater, not the script. The world does not reward authenticity. It rewards the illusion of control. Niccolo Machiavelli saw this 5 centuries ago in the courts of Florence. Princes who ruled through virtue lost their thrones to actors who played virtue better. Because appearance governs order, the masses judge by sight, not by soul, and that law never expired. It just moved from palaces to boardrooms to social media to every digital and physical stage you step on. This is Machiavelli's law of appearances. It is not necessary to be good, only to appear good when it serves power. You recoil from this because you were trained in moral comfort. You were told authenticity is strength. You were told masks are deceit. But in the public arena, masks are armor. Refusing to wear one is not honesty. It's negligence. Understand this. Visibility creates distortion. Every time you are seen, you are interpreted. And the interpretation is rarely accurate. So if you do not shape that perception deliberately, others will construct it for you, and they will not be kind. You've seen it happen. The competent man dismissed as arrogant because he didn't manage warmth. The disciplined man labeled cold because he didn't manage smiles. The loyal man made invisible because he didn't manage narrative. They lost power not for their flaws, but for their lack of performance. Machiavelli called this virtù, the capacity to project control under chaos. It's not virtue, it's tactical self-presentation, the discipline to act powerfully, even when the situation demands moral compromise. He warned rulers never to reveal weakness, doubt, or emotion publicly, because perception compounds faster than truth. Once the public smells uncertainty, your authority evaporates. Modern men misunderstand this as deceit. It's not deceit. It's sovereignty over signal. You are not lying. You are choosing which parts of truth deserve exposure. The rest remains in your war room. Think of power as theater. The audience doesn't care if the actor truly believes the role. They care if the performance is convincing. Because convincing behavior creates belief. Belief creates order. Order creates power. Now translate that to your life. When you speak, you are performing. When you stand, you are performing. When you delay before responding, you are performing. Your entire existence in public is a controlled play, whether you acknowledge it or not. The weak reject this because it feels manipulative. The strong master it because it's mechanical. You are not here to manipulate emotions. You are here to command perception. Machiavelli said, "Men judge more by the eye than by the hand." He meant, results matter, but image precedes them. You cannot win privately if you lose publicly. Look at history. Marcus Aurelius, respected because he appeared calm during collapse. Julius Caesar, killed not because of tyranny, but because he appeared ambitious. Louis XVI, executed not for corruption, but because he appeared weak. Napoleon Bonaparte rose from nothing, not because of birthright, but because he appeared inevitable. Appearance commands fate. You can be righteous and lose. You can be immoral and reign. The difference is performance. The lesson is surgical. Never display what should remain private. Never correct an image in public. Reshape it in silence. Never seek to be fully understood. Power lives in partial clarity. This is not about deception. It's about narrative authorship. You decide which version of yourself exists in the public mind. Because once perception takes root, it becomes reality, and reality obeys perception. In the next chapter, I will weaponize this further. I will give you the Sovereign Protocol, 8 unbreakable public rules that ensure you never bleed status again. Rules that separate those who perform power from those who impersonate it. If you are scared of controlling how you're seen, turn this off now. The next phase is for those who are ready to engineer presence like empire. Now we move from philosophy to structure. Theory without protocol is decoration. Power without rules is chaos. You wanted clarity. Here it is. The Sovereign Protocol. 8 rules you never violate under observation. Not sometimes. Not selectively. Never. Break them once, you leak. Break them repeatedly, you become predictable. And predictability is death in the arena. Rule 1. Control emotional leakage. Your face is not a confession booth. No exaggerated reactions. No visible irritation. No over-celebration. The public does not deserve access to your internal weather. If something angers you, compress it. If something excites you, moderate it. Emotional spikes signal volatility. Volatility signals lower rank. Rule 2. Never over-explain. Explanation is defense. Defense implies accusation. If someone misunderstands you, let the misunderstanding breathe. Clarify once, briefly, then stop. The more you explain, the more you imply guilt or insecurity. Architects speak clean, then they go silent. Rule 3. Master the delayed response. Speed is submission. When challenged, questioned, or tested, slow down. Look, pause, then answer. Silence shifts tension onto the other person. Most cannot hold it. Whoever breaks silence first usually lowers position. Rule 4. Speak in measured bursts. Long-winded speech dilutes authority. Short, structured statements concentrate it. Say less than you know. Reveal less than you feel. Mystery increases perceived depth. Overexposure collapses it. Rule 5. Never publicly complain. Complaints signal powerlessness. Frustration about traffic, money, people, workload, politics. All of it lowers perceived control. The sovereign does not narrate inconvenience. He adapts privately and moves forward publicly. Rule 6. Guard your desires. Need is visible. Hunger is readable. If you want something, do not broadcast it. Whether it is approval, opportunity, attraction, or alliance. The more obvious your desire, the easier you are to manipulate. Rule 7. Refuse reactive humor. Do not become the clown to relieve tension. If a joke costs you composure, do not chase redemption with another joke. Humor should elevate position, not beg for acceptance. Rule 8. End interactions first. Do not linger. Do not fade awkwardly. Leave conversations cleanly, decisively. The one who exits first often retains psychological dominance. Lingering signals dependency. These rules are not about coldness. They're about containment. Most men violate at least 5 of these daily. That is why their presence feels light, temporary, replaceable. When you follow the sovereign protocol, something shifts. People speak to you differently. They measure their words. They hesitate before challenging. They assume depth, even if you have not demonstrated it. Perception, again. Notice what this chapter is doing to you emotionally. At first, shame. You recognize your leaks. Then anger. You realize how often you've handed away leverage. Now defiance. You want to test this. Soon, pride. When you hold silence and feel the room adjust, this is not personality change. It is behavioral discipline. If you are thinking, this feels extreme, good. Extremes create contrast. Contrast creates status, separation. The pawn wants to be liked. The predator wants to dominate. The architect wants to control environment without appearing to try. The sovereign protocol is how you transition into architect territory. But this is only behavior. Behavior without identity collapses under pressure. In the next chapter, we kill the approval-seeking identity entirely. We enter the ghost phase, where validation hunger dies, where you stop reacting internally, where sovereignty becomes baseline. If you are still attached to being liked, prepare yourself. The next chapter removes that addiction permanently. Your face will betray you. Your face will betray you. Your tone will soften. Your posture will bend. The sovereign protocol will disintegrate the moment tension rises. So now we remove the root. The approval-seeking identity must die. Most men are not afraid of rejection. They are afraid of invisibility. They want to be seen, validated, affirmed. They want proof that they matter in the eyes of others. That hunger is detectable. It shows up in micro-expressions, in conversational eagerness, in subtle leaning forward, in the way you wait for laughter after a joke, in how quickly you check someone's reaction after you speak. That is not confidence. That is dependency. The ghost phase begins when you sever the need to be confirmed. You stop scanning faces for feedback. You stop adjusting mid-sentence to maintain comfort. You stop calibrating your personality for maximum approval. Instead, you reduce. Fewer words, fewer reactions, fewer voluntary disclosures. You become harder to read, harder to categorize, harder to rank. This is not withdrawal, it is compression. A ghost is not invisible because he hides. He is invisible because he does not signal need. When you enter a room in ghost phase, you do not try to be interesting. You observe, you collect, you allow others to display themselves first. Most cannot tolerate that silence. They rush to fill it. They reveal insecurities. They overshare ambitions. They telegraph alliances. You remain still, and something profound happens. People project onto you. They assume depth. They assume confidence. They assume capability because you are not leaking hunger. The approval-seeking identity panics here. It whispers, they'll think you're boring. They'll misunderstand you. They'll forget you. Let them. The ghost phase is uncomfortable because it removes dopamine from social interaction. You are no longer rewarded by smiles and nods. You are building something higher. Internal sovereignty. Sovereignty means your emotional state is not dictated by reception. Praise does not inflate you. Dismissal does not shrink you. You become self-contained. This is the turning point from shame to pride. At first, you will feel awkward. You will feel colder, detached, good. That discomfort is your nervous system recalibrating. It was addicted to approval spikes. Now it is stabilizing. In this phase, you test yourself deliberately. Enter conversations and speak last. Hold eye contact half a second longer than comfortable. Answer provocations with brevity. Do not justify your tone. Do not soften firm statements. You will feel internal tremors. That is the old identity resisting execution. Kill it anyway. Because once you survive a few interactions without chasing validation, something shifts permanently. You realize you do not need the room, and paradoxically, the room begins to need you. People lean in more. They seek your input more intentionally. They measure their humor around you. They test you less. Why? Because you no longer behave like someone trying to be chosen. You behave like someone who selects. That is the final identity transition, from applicant to architect, from participant to sovereign. The ghost phase is not permanent isolation. It is a recalibration period, a stripping away of reflexes, a psychological fasting from attention. Once complete, you re-enter public, not as someone seeking reaction, but as someone controlling exposure. Now the arena changes. You are no longer prey. You are no longer even predator. You are terrain. In the final chapter, I will give you a warning, a line you cannot cross once you understand this. Because public mistakes become permanent scars once you are visible as sovereign. If you are not ready to live without constant validation, stop here. The next step is irreversible. Now you understand the arena. You understand the exposure reflex. You understand the archetypes. You have the sovereign protocol. You have entered the ghost phase. Good. Now hear this carefully. Once you begin operating as architect, the margin for error shrinks. When you were a pawn, mistakes were expected. When you were approval hungry, inconsistency was forgiven. But once you project sovereignty, every misstep magnifies. Power raises the cost of error. Reputation compounds, slowly at first, then violently. A single emotional outburst, a desperate public move, a visible contradiction, and the court recalibrates instantly. People are not evaluating you morally, they are evaluating you structurally. If you present composure for months and then break under pressure, your previous control is reinterpreted as performance. If you claim detachment and then visibly chase validation, your mystique collapses. The higher you rise in perceived hierarchy, the less tolerance there is for leakage. This is the part most men ignore. They want the aura without the discipline. They want to appear sovereign while still indulging impulses. They want to selective control. There is no selective control. Either you are architecting perception consistently, or you are gambling with accumulated capital. And here is the brutal truth. Public memory is longer than you think. Screenshots, stories, word of mouth, moments freeze, context disappears. The arena never forgets. A sovereign who panics once may spend years rebuilding silence. This is why Machiavellian discipline is not aesthetic. It is existential. You cannot afford reactive rage. You cannot afford public desperation. You cannot afford visible envy. You cannot afford moral grandstanding that later contradicts behavior. Because once labeled inconsistent, you descend rapidly. The court loves elevation. It loves downfall more. So here is your final threshold. If you are still emotionally volatile, do not attempt dominance. If you are still addicted to validation, do not attempt mystique. If you are still explaining yourself to everyone, do not attempt authority. Train privately, stabilize internally, then enter the arena. Because once you consciously play the game of perception, you cannot return to innocence. You will see status exchanges everywhere. You will see who overspeaks, who chases approval, Who provokes for dominance? Who engineers silence? And you will realize something dangerous. Most people are unconscious. That awareness separates you permanently. Now the choice: remain socially convenient, predictable, liked, safe, or accept the burden of control, precision in speech, containment in emotion, strategic exits, deliberate presence. This path is not for everyone. If you are scared of being misunderstood, leave. If you prefer comfort over control, leave. If you want applause more than authority, leave. But if you are ready to build presence like an empire, if you are ready to treat every public space like a throne room, if you are ready to eliminate the approval-seeking identity permanently, then this is your line in the sand. From this point forward, nothing you do in public is accidental. You are either constructing reputation or dismantling it. There is no neutral